Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and I really like to cook, but I am also a student with a job and an apartment, so it cannot cost too much. So on this channel you'll be finding very nice recipes for a price that won't be too high. Today I am making my famous egg salad, and here's what you need. Mayonnaise, and that can be whatever type you like, it really doesn't matter, choose what you find nice. I like to add cherry tomatoes, so I got 2 packs and I will show you how to prepare them in a bit. Also, all of your favorite spices. I'm trying this one for the first time, which is a mix especially for eggs, but I'll be mixing it with some of my other favorites. I always use a nice salt. This is Himalaya salt and it has a lot of spices inside, so it gives a little bit of a kick. I also like to make it a bit spicier, so I use this chili mix. And I love to grow my own spices and herbs. So for my egg salad I will be using fresh chives and some fresh basil. I'll also be using a little bit of fresh thyme. I think the freshness is really better for the egg salad. You really taste it. And of course the most important ingredient, hard-boiled eggs. I chose to use 6 for this one and I really think that's enough. Combined with the tomatoes you have a lot of egg salad. I also don't like doing the dishes, so here's what you need. I use the cup that the egg salad is going to go into just for the whole entire thing. So I'm not going to use extra cups or plates or whatever. This is where I'll be putting everything in from second one. You need a cutting board to cut the tomatoes and the eggs, so that's a must have. And of course you need a knife. I like to use a sharp knife so I don't have to do a lot of work. And that's all you need for the dishes, of course, including the pan you're boiling your eggs in. Give your tomatoes a quick wash. And now you can go ahead and start cutting them. I like to cut them in pieces of 4. Just like this. And as I said, when you finish one step, put it straight into your cup. It's of course completely up to you on how many tomatoes you want to use. Also depending on the number of eggs you are boiling. Make sure it has a nice balance. You can also choose to use big tomatoes, but I personally think that the small ones have way more taste in a single bite. If you're using a dish where you're having a lot of tomato, of course you can use a bigger one, but I really personally prefer the small ones. It has such a strong and powerful taste and it's so sweet and so nice to use in the egg salad. I hope you guys really like this recipe. It's my first one and this is my first video. I've been thinking of making a YouTube channel for like years. I think I was 12 when I first decided that I kind of wanted to do a YouTube channel. I wanted to start with makeup, but I would have to show my entire face to the whole entire world and you never know who's really watching your videos. So I was too scared to do that. I have lots of respect for the people that can do it, but for now I really like to focus on what makes me happy, and cooking really makes me happy. Especially cooking for the people that I love. I really like cooking for my boyfriend. I make him 3 meals a day and I really try to vary every single meal. I don't like the thought of him having the same thing to eat twice in a week or twice in a month. I like to be creative and look for new recipes, try them out and give them my own twist. I never completely follow a recipe and neither should you. You should always make it the way you like it, so it really becomes your own personal unique thing. Let me know in the comments down below what you did to your egg salad to make it your own personal thing. Maybe you have some tips or tricks for me and I can try your recipe after you tried mine. I'm really curious if this video actually will get any views. It might also just go down to a dark pit and have like 2 views of my mom and my boyfriend. But you know, it doesn't matter because it's what makes me happy and I would love to share that with the world. And if the world doesn't want it, that's fine too. Don't worry about it. So right now we have quite a lot of tomatoes. I think this might be enough for our egg salad. So when you have all your tomatoes, start putting a tiny bit of the spices on the tomatoes. I like to start with my salt and my chili. If you don't like spicy food, of course you can put less chili. I would advise you to put a tiny bit, even if you don't like spicy food, because I think it really brings out the flavor in the tomato. It really gives you the kick you want. So for the boiled eggs, of course the boiling time really depends on the size of the eggs and on how hard you like them to be cooked. Start with at least 5 minutes if you have tiny eggs like mine. I like to cook them for about 6 or 7 minutes so I don't have the danger of them being undercooked. Because if eggs are undercooked and you eat them right away, that's no problem at all. But if you eat them the day after and they were undercooked, you can get really bad diseases like salmonella. That's why I really make sure that they are very well boiled. When they're done, take the pan off the stove and get rid of the water. Also put really cold water on top of the eggs straight away, so you lose that really big heat. So in my country, we call this scaring the eggs, because the cold water comes directly on top of them. Boo! I used to scream boo at the eggs ever since I was like 4 years old and I cooked my first eggs. Because my mom always told me you need to scare the eggs, and that's what I really did. I tried to scare them. Now it's time to peel and cut the eggs. I like to tap them like this, so the scales come up really fast and really easily. It's still pretty hot, I should have waited. And also the eggs, when they're done, they go straight into the cup. So no dishes to be washed. So you have the egg. What I like to do, first of all, cut it in half. And cut it in 3 parts. And then twist them, cut them in cubes. And you have a perfect size for your egg salad, because it's nice to taste and to feel the really structure of the egg. Don't cut it too small, don't cut it too large. It's whichever you like, you know. And also these, put it straight into your cup. Continue with all the eggs. Straight in there. Now as you can see, the eggs and the tomatoes are really well balanced. I think that's very important to have a nice balanced egg salad. It's time for my favorite part, herbs and spices. This is the amount of the fresh herbs I use. Don't you guys love the smell of fresh thyme? I really like it. Let's keep it easy for ourselves and use some scissors instead of a knife to cut all the fresh chives and the fresh basil. It's way easier, and I promised you it would be. So after you've put all of your fresh spices in there, it's time for the dried ones. I used garlic, oregano, paprika, and the one that I just showed you. Put it inside of there. And when you've thrown in all your spices, it's time for your mayonnaise. Woo! Time to mix the whole thing together. And there you have it, your beautiful homemade egg tomato salad. I enjoy it a lot. I hope you love this video, and I really hope some people watch this so I can continue doing what I like. This is my passion, and I'm ready to show you all. Get some fresh bread and enjoy that beauty. Cheers!